Hi, here we are on day 2 of becoming a baritone aficionado, and hopefully you got to listen to lesson 1 and go through that and practice it a little bit. But what we're going to do, we're going to warm up real quick on the stuff that we did in lesson 1. The first one is just warming up on F long tones, and the F is, of course, played with no vowels. And then we'll rest a little bit. You should always rest about as long as you play to make sure you don't hurt your chops. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is build strong muscles, not break them down and take days to recover. We'll play one more F. All right, so I'm feeling pretty warm. The second exercise was called Count and Play, and it's just playing 4 quarter note Fs. You probably remember that the quarter note gets 1 beat, so you'll kind of hear this 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, 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 rest. Rest, 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 rest. And of course, that was our second lesson or second line, count and play. And then we learned a new note. And the new note is the E flat, played with the first valve. You played the long notes. Then, of course, you rested and you played another long note. You could do that several times in a row until you're happy with the sound that you're getting. It's important that we get a nice clear tone, one that's pretty. The common errors that you'll get, or the sounds you'll get, will be kind of, you kind of hear the difference, kind of, what happens is you're really not playing very open. You got everything kind of closed up, your throat's closed up, your mouth's closed up, your lips are kind of pursed a little bit, and you get that kind of weak sound where you're wanting to get the, and you can hear even the intonation was off on that fuzzy sounding note. All right, we're going to go ahead, we'll skip to the team, which was playing the E flat 4 times and resting 4 times. And we're going to go on down to the new note. One of the new notes we'll learn today is called a D. And the D is fingered with the first and the second valve. So you're going to play the D. It's going to sound a bit lower than the other 2 notes you played. I'll play the F, the E flat, and then the D. Hear how you're kind of walking down the scale, and each time we're learning a new note. For now, we're learning a lower note. And so now we're going to play the D, and the exercise called heading down. It's exactly the same as we had with the other 2 notes. You're going to play a long note followed by kind of a rest, and then you're going to play it again. And you might play that as long as you can play it, and try to maintain a good sound. You're going to, and we'll count that as my rest. And remember, when we're attacking, starting the note, you're starting out with a sound of ta, and as you get lower, you could even go to. It'll help you get down to that low note. Yeah, it's kind of soft, toe. I could go to ta. You hear how it's a little crispier when you go ta rather than toe. And that's something to remember when you're wanting to get a more subtle sound, is to change the ta to toe, or if you're trying to play higher, to T. Okay, so you can work around with that and see what gets you the cleanest sound, but ta is generally what people go with. All right, so that was lesson 5 or exercise 5. We're going to go to exercise 6. It's kind of a little bit different. We're going to use all 3 notes. We're going to play the D, and then we're going to rest 3 counts. You see the 3 squiggly lines. And then we're going to play 2 Ds, 2 E flats, and an F. So we're going to have something that sounds a little different than just a line with 1 note on it. So I'm going to count it off, and here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Ooh, I messed up. Let's try that again. 1, 2, ready, play. 2, 3, 4. Now, when I said 2, 3, 4, I'm counting those 2, 3, and 4 counts of that second measure, and I'm counting those rests out rather than playing during the rests. Let's do that one more time. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, rest, rest. Rest, rest, rest. Now, you can practice that as many times as you want. I'll play it with you one more time. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, rest, rest. Now, just because you can play something fast doesn't mean that you should. The idea that we're wanting to establish is that you get as steady of a rhythm as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, rather than speeding up when stuff is easy and then slowing down when it gets harder. And that's a common mistake that beginners make. But for right now, we're wanting to keep everything at the same speed. Now, that's enough for the D. We're going to move on to the next note, which is a C. And this C is fingered first valve and third valve if you have a 3-valve baritone. So you're going to play it first and third. Now, let's say that you're holding a 4-valve baritone like I have here. You could play it with your 4th finger, and that should help it be a little more in tune. Or if you have a little valve down here on the side, which some euphoniums do, you're a lucky, lucky person, because that's an expensive horn. But this one is not that expensive, and I have a 4th valve on top, non-compensating. We'll talk about that one day. And the 1 and 3 is what we're going to start with, because that's what you want to, that's your primary fingering. Okay. Now, the C is going to be the same drill. You're going to play a long note, take a break, and then play a long note. And do that as many times as you can stand to, basically. You want to play it and get used to it. This will be the lowest note you've played yet. And this won't be a really hard note for most people. Most people, they tend to be able to play the low notes easier than higher notes, and this is a pretty low note. And so let's do the exercise. Here we're going to go. And then we're going to rest a little bit. And we're going to think about our life, and then we're going to play it again. Particularly like my attack on that too much. I should go with the toe. Okay, that was a little bit better that time. And so we're going to play those long notes. Long tones are something you should play every day when you practice. Warm up with those. Until your lips feel pretty good, don't do anything except for playing long tones. You can start with your F, play your E flat, play your D, play your C, play all the notes you know, and play some long tones. That'll be good to get your lips, to get the blood going to them, get the muscles working, and all of a sudden you'll find that you'll be able to play a lot better. All right, so that was exercise 7, and we'll go ahead and finish up with exercise 8. And this exercise is going to have us play all 4 notes that we've learned, and you see how it writes the letter inside of the note. Now, it's not always going to do that for the rest of your life, but it will do it for now. Now, we're going to play 4 C's followed by a D. We're going to rest 3. Then we're going to go all the way up to our F, play that 4 times, and then we're going to go down to the E flat, as you can see. Now, at the end of this line is a new musical concept, and it's a repeat sign. See the 2 little dots there before the 2 lines? Those 2 little dots mean go back to either the beginning or where you find a pair of dots exactly like them in front of 2 lines. But we won't worry about that for now. For now, it's wanting us to go back to the beginning of the song. And so we're going to play exercise 8. 1, 2, ready, play. 2, 3, 4. 2, ready, repeat. 2, 3, 4. 2, repeat. 2, 3, 4. 2, and stop. Now, I had to repeat it a couple of times. We shouldn't have done that because you're only supposed to repeat it once when you have a repeat sign, unless it tells you to do more than 1 repeat. But for now, that's what we've got. Now, we're going to go ahead and stop on lesson 8. What you want to do when you practice, if you can get your 30 minutes in, or more if you're real ambitious, or less if you're real busy. But either way, try to play all 8 of the lines that we've learned. It doesn't take very long to play through all 8 of them, but it keeps you sharp on all of the notes, and that's what you want to do. Now, you also cool down much in the same way that you warmed up. So when you cool down, what you want to do is play long notes. Go ahead and start with your F, but it wouldn't matter what you start with. But play all of your notes in long tones. And then once your chops feel nice and loose and cooled down, then you can put your horn away. So anyway, that's lesson 2. If you didn't get to do lesson 1 and it seemed like certain things you didn't understand, go ahead and jump back to lesson 1. And if not, I'll see you in lesson 3. Hope you have a great day.